Anyway, we are live. Hit the record button so the time syncs up. So much easier when I edit to pull the audio from the Rodecaster and the audio from this and make them sync.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Titanic.
Well, real G's move in silence like lasagna. Remember
That's what I've been told. Jam.
Jelly.
Whoa, jam.
Polanerol fruit.
There's like 6 people who know what that is. Does it still exist?
I don't know. That's a good
Please
question.
pass the jelly.
Oh!
Welcome to the 4 people who are being just insulted by what we're saying. Why do we have to listen to these idiots when they're not even doing their show? All right. Exactly. What's up, John?
That was fantastic. Share.
Sunny.
Post.
Chastity, or whatever his name is now.
Showtime.
It's time.
Not at the Apollo.
What's up, Richie? Richie, the Eagle said, fuck you and your Giants. So they did.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right.
We were just talking about that, Rich.
I'm going to hit this countdown joint. Oh, since we're talking Philly, I'm going to hit this countdown, John. All right. Let's do this with a tree. Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you an appropriately shitty ending to 2020, a pairing we didn't see coming, some Snoop Dogg news, brand new Woo on the horizon, and we announce who the new artist of the month is. All that and more. Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
All you kids want to get on and shit.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
I'll be damned. At the count of 3, I want y'all to tell me the name of my DJ. 1, 2, 3.
And now, here's your hosts, Bill Winters and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie Robinson.
It is 2021. It is Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 362. And it is your 2 favorite idiots bringing it to you, as always. Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia. Happy New Year, my brother. How you doing?
I am well. Happy New Year to you and to the posse. This is show 1 of 2021.
Yes.
And let's try not to be shitty.
Well, we'll do our best. As I said in the opening, though, could we have had a more appropriately shitty ending to 2020?
No. And, some of that information was withheld from us.
Yeah.
Personally from us.
Withheld from everybody.
Yes. I don't know. For the big payoff New Year's Eve, I don't know.
I don't know either. But we'll get to that in just a moment.
Yeah.
And let's see, how was your New Year's? Did you do anything special, spectacular, anything like that?
No, I played Call of Duty for a while. Then I pulled out my Death Wish chalice and I filled it with Ron Zacapa. And I sat and I drank that. And I watched the Andes on CNN.
Oh, what? Andy Cooper and Andy Cohen?
Yes. And they talked with Mariah, and I was like, oh my God, Mariah and New Year's Eve. This is not going to end well.
No, it never does that way.
But, so I watched that for a little bit, and then the ball dropped. I kissed my wife. I sat up for another 15 minutes, finished my rum, and I went to bed.
We didn't even watch any of the New Year's Eve shows per se.
No, well, the majority of my New Year's Eve show was Call of Duty.
It was just the two of us, the IT department, Janelle and me. We got food from the High Park Brewery, brought it home. We had a nice little dinner, couple of, glass of wine each. We sat on the couch. We watched Turner Classic Movies. And I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, it's 11:56. We should probably turn the ball thing on.
Yep. Let's see it happen. All right.
We FaceTimed the kids. We watched the ball drop. We said Happy New Year. We each drank one little champagne flute full of champagne to celebrate. And then we went to bed.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
And I woke up the next day and I did laundry. And I come to find out it's bad luck to do that laundry on on New Year's Day. I
waited until the second.
I didn't know that. No one ever told me that before.
Yeah, no, I didn't know either, but the wife told me.
Yeah, I guess apparently you wash away all the good luck or whatever.
Something like that, yes.
And all I could think of was, what fucking luck? Do you know the year we just left?
Well, that's probably because you did laundry on the first last year.
No, I don't think I did.
You did it. You caused all this shit.
I didn't bite any fucking bat. I'm no Ozzy Osbourne, all right?
You're a lot cooler if you were. We can get some all kinds of guests and stuff for the show.
You would think. But no, I didn't know anything about that. So I learned something on January 1st. And it was after the only thing I'd washed was towels. So I was like, because you get out of the shower, you need something to wrap around your ass. But that was it. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do the rest of it this weekend.
Yep. But in the meantime,
and in between time, we have hip hop headlines.
We do.
We have some woo news.
A little bit.
Interesting woo news. A one and done that has taken me probably the better part of 24 hours to make sure I pronounce properly.
Yes.
A record of the week from our new artist of the month. And if you've been following along with anything hip hop, you probably know who the artist of the month is going to be, but we'll break that down for you.
And you should know it by that turn, who the one and done was going to be.
Yeah, I suppose so. Let's see. I'll read some lyrics like I always do. We'll give everybody an update on Fresh Flicks for January. We have a movie and a date.
We do. And of course, as always, is a tentative date working around the patron's schedule.
Our fake football finals update is going to be a very quick one. And basically, it's just thrown in there so somebody can make fun of me.
Oh, no, it's going to be thrown in there so everybody can make fun of you, but they don't know yet.
No, but I'm sure they will. Otherwise, everything else that we have to bring you is everything that we always bring you. So,
and we have an old and new this week.
We do.
We had a late breaking old to the new.
Yes. And because it came in a separate link, I forgot that it wasn't in the notes. So that means we better get started. So
yes, sir.
Would you be so kind for the first time in 2021 to hit me with a little of that Triple H?
This is Hip Hop Headlines brought to you by Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time. Speaking of your time, can anybody who's here watching now tell me why I say that every time we do Hip Hop Headlines? You can go on. They can answer during.
I was going to say, I know, and I'm not.
I know. That's
so
it's
anyway,
your coin, of course,
Los Angeles Times brings us our first article, and unfortunately, our first article is a fresh in piece. And this is part one of the abso-fucking-lutely terrible way 2020 ended.
Yes.
And we watched this guy in two fresh flicks.
Yep, we watched both of them.
We've done. The Los Angeles Times is where we got this article, although it was everywhere else. Adolfo Quinones, known as Shabba-Doo, also known as Ozone,
Orlando, choreographer, dancer.
His moves changed the face of dance, has passed away at the age of 65. Hip-hop dancing pioneer Adolfo Shabba-Doo Quinones once had a message for dance aficionados who felt that breakdancing was merely a trend, one less legitimate as an art form than classical dance. Ultimately, people will realize it's a valid art form on the same level as jazz or ballet, Quinones told Newsweek in 1984, following the release of the low-budget hit Breakin', which featured him as a street dancer. And it's a dance Americans should be proud of. Quinones, one of the most influential dancers of the hip-hop era and one of the innovators of the robotic dance style known as locking, passed away at his Los Angeles home last Tuesday at the age of 65. Known as Shabba-Doo, Quinones had a colorful career as a dancer, choreographer, and actor. In addition to his starring roles in the popular Breakin' and its not as popular sequel, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
But everybody knows the title.
Quinones choreographed for and worked with many top singers, including Frank Sinatra, Madonna, Lionel Richie, and Chaka Khan.
Yeah.
He was also a founding member of the original Lockers street dancing group and one of the Soul Train gang dancers on the landmark R&B music series. Quinones' publicist, Biff Warren, yes, that's a real name, Biff
Not
Warren,
Biff Tannen,
told The Hollywood Reporter that the artist had undergone a COVID-19 test that had come out negative, but the next day he's dead. It opens up all kinds of questions. The day before he died, the dancer posted on Instagram that he was feeling sluggish from my cold, but was feeling better. A picture showed him in bed, flashing the peace sign and declaring he was excited and had lots of catching up to do.
Yeah, he had a hat on and sunglasses. I remember seeing the post because he said it was his vanity that got the best of him. You know, he didn't want people seeing his bed head and the bags under his eyes.
Right.
Oh, Judy, what movie haven't you seen? If you say Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, we're going to have some issues.
Well, she wasn't with us when we did Fresh
It doesn't
Flicks.
matter. The movie's from 1985.
Choreographer and singer Tony Basil, who co-founded the original Lockers. I did not know that.
Yes, and Freddie Rerun Stubbs.
Tony Basil, as in, oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Yeah. But Fred Berry was not known as Rerun at that point, though.
No, he was just Fred Berry.
He was Mr. Penguin.
Oh.
A little bit of trivia there.
Haven't seen that move yet. She didn't say movie. Okay. That makes better sense.
Much better.
They both expressed, choreographer, singer Tony Basil, co-founded the original Lockers, expressed extreme sadness about the death of Quinones on social media, while several other celebrities paid tribute. Ice-T tweeted, I just lost another close friend, Shabba-Doo, LA dance legend.
Yeah,
adding a montage.
Was also in Breakin' and Breakin' 2.
Adding a montage of Quinones' dancing. Sheila E. called him a great hip-hop dancer. We toured together with Lionel Richie in 1983.
And was Shabba-Doo at that point dancing on the ceiling?
He could have been.
Although in Breakin' 2,
I think dancing on the ceiling was later.
Although in Breakin' 2, it was Michael Boogaloo Shrimp Chambers who was dancing on the ceiling.
That's true. Dancing was a form of salvation for the dancer who grew up in Chicago's Cabrini Green housing project.
Wow.
Raised by a single mother, he said in a 2010 interview that he was a bit of a hoodlum hanging around with street gangs. The only thing I could do that was special was dance. When the Chicago-based dance program Soul Train moved to LA in 1970 to establish a base for syndication, Quinones and his family followed. He and other dancers started appearing on the show, and they became a breakout feature as the original Lockers, known for their kinetic dancing style. The original Lockers changed the face of dance, he said in 2010. Soul Train was that sort of fertile soil for us. We were able to work it all out on the show coming down the Soul Train line. Soul Train host and creator Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius, yes.
Who was a Fresh in Peace many, many years ago on the show. had a major influence on young Quinones. In a 2012 CNN interview, he said his influence on me was looking at him being the spiffy dresser that he was. I mean, the guy was the epitome of cool, you know? I used to look at him and think, God, you know, I want to be like him. I want to be like that. I want to wear clothes like that. He was just so cool, and he had swagger then before people knew it was swagger, you know? And so it had an influence on me as an artist and later on as a professional dancer. He added, if you've ever taken note of my career, you would see that I wore a lot of suits and things, and I tend to dress up. So there was a handful of people that I aspired to be when I grew up, and that was, one was Cab Calloway, hidey, 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 ho. One was James Brown. We always want to be James Brown. And then Don Cornelius, you know, being a young black kid, you know, you want to be like that. You want to be like the man.
Who's the man with the master plan?
Leaving the lockers for a solo career, Quinones was summoned by Bette Midler and choreographer Kenny Ortega to appear in her Broadway show Divine Madness, starting in 1979. He was later called to choreograph Cannon Films' Breakin' and wound up with one of the lead roles.
Yeah, he did.
In the 1984 film, young ballet dancer Kelly, played by Lucinda Dickey, joins forces with street dancers Ozone, Quinones, and Turbo, played by Michael Boogaloo Shrimp Chambers.
And they formed the TKO crew, yeah.
To form a dance troupe. In a promotional interview,
And
Quinones
they had
revealed,
Adam Cupcakes.
yes, they did. Quinones revealed that he had filmed most of Breakin' with a fractured wrist, but continued against the advice of his doctors. Never noticed that either.
No.
It took me 12 years to get that movie role, he said. I wasn't going to pass it up for a fractured wrist. No way. In later years, Quinones called himself the ghost of breakdance past as he worked on various projects, including directing videos, teaching dance to inner city kids, and opening a martial arts studio. In 1994, he confessed to Variety to visiting clubs in Orange County to check out the latest dances. It's like I wear hip-hop clothes, but flannel underwear, he said with a chuckle.
Okay, player.
Not sure what one has to do with the other, but
No.
that is what it is. So, Adolfo Shabadoo Quinones
Yes.
passes away at the age of 65. And everybody here at the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast wishes heartfelt condolences to the family and friends and fans
Yes.
of Shabadoo Ozone Adolfo Quinones. And we offer a moment of silence in memory of Shabadoo. Now that one hurt. This one, when I read it, damn near killed me.
This one was sent to me by my 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I was out driving. I don't remember where I was. I was going to pick something up, and I get this text message, which I can't look at until I pull over because I won't. But I pull into the parking spot, and I pull it up, and it was just like 3 pictures of Doom. It's the one I sent you. So I thought he had been listening to a lot of Doom lately. And I said, is he showing me his playlist or something? So I zoom in on it. I said, holy shit. And I immediately sent it to you.
And I sent it back to you saying, are you serious?
Yeah.
And you said, yeah.
Zev Love X.
Again, this was all over the place. We're going with the ringer.com for this.
Just because I like the way they wrote it up.
Daniel Dumail, professionally known as first Zev Love X.
Yes.
Later on, known as MF Doom.
What up, Jay Slide?
Passed away on October 31st.
Yes, this is not old news that we're trying to throw at you.
But it wasn't released to the public until December 31st.
Yes.
Because I guess his partner needed time to process and to mourn.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. So Doom being like super recluse that he was, it's not strange for people to not hear from him for months at a time.
Yeah.
So to be able to process all that information.
He's like the poster child for off the grid.
Yeah. Yep. So you should expect, if I'm his partner and I don't say anything to everybody, nobody else is going to know, because it's not like he's active on social media, or right now he can't be out anywhere anyway. So it's easy.
Although he did have a mask on, he was equipped.
Yes, always. And I said to you, I said jokingly, I said, maybe it was one of his Doom bots that died, not actually him.
I can't remember how old he was, and it doesn't say so in here.
No, I know he's around our age.
Yeah. 49.
Baseline says 49, yes.
Yep. Yeah, which is right. You and me.
Yeah.
Remembering MF Doom, mass visionary, rhyme-bending supervillain, and hip-hop legend. Daniel Dumail was once cast out by the rap industry. His revolutionary second act redefined the whole thing.
Yes.
If you can do it.
Now, I was a big KMD fan. But, after his brother died and, they shelved Black Bastard's album.
And his brother being DJ Sub Rock.
No gas for DJ Sub Rock.
No.
Then he disappeared. And it wasn't. This is one of those things that happened like on one of my deployments. Like, I came back and people were talking about MF Doom. I didn't know who the hell MF Doom was. I did not know that he was Zev Love until a long time later.
Right. Few can do it, even fewer can sell it, said MF Doom in the song One Beer. One of the great scandals in underground hip-hop history, also doubled as one of the finest pieces of performance art of the 21st century. In the mid-2000s, MF Doom, the silver-tongued MC who dazzled listeners for decades and inspired cult-like devotion, began sending imposters to take his place at shows. He was able to do this because of his trademark mask, a hulking piece of metal that famed graffiti artist Lord Scotch designed by deconstructing a helmet used in the movie Gladiator.
Yeah. See, I never knew that either. I just knew that he was trying to be Victor Von Doom.
Fans would show up expecting Doom and instead be greeted by a knockoff donning the headgear, rapping his songs. Early on, audiences couldn't always tell they were watching a vaudeville villain, but they caught on soon enough.
What, didn't Hannibal Buress act as a Doombot one time?
I think so.
I think so.
Showering booze on the stand-ins and on the man himself on a few occasions, not realizing he had recently lost weight. Doom, who understood the concept of kayfabe better than any of his peers, and if you don't know what kayfabe is, kayfabe is a term that is used in wrestling.
Very heavily in wrestling, yes.
To keep up the illusion, to make you suspend disbelief.
Yes. So if he is Doom out in town, he will be Doom at home. In case you should happen to run into him, you will still see him as Doom.
Kayfabe takes the word fake and it uses almost like a carny type language. It's kind of sort of like Pig Latin, where if it was Pig Latin, they would call it Aikfay. Right. But here, Kayfabe is, it's a variation of the word fake, but they never want you to say it's fake. So anyway, he started incorporating the crowd's disdain into his performances when he actually did show up.
Yeah, that's a villain move. To send send your Doombot out there, let him get booed, and then show up to your own show that you should have been at in the first place and perform. That's the super villain right there.
Exactly. It's the work of a true supervillain, the most Andy Kaufman-esque move any musician has made over the past few decades, and certainly one of the most entertaining stories to emerge from rap's subterranean. But in Doom's telling of the events, fans weren't being cheated out of the true metal face experience. Rather, they were seeing what experience was all about. I'm a director as well as a writer, the rapper, performer, producer told Hip Hop DX in 2009. I choose different characters. I choose their direction and where I want to put them. So I choose who to put as the characters, and that's up to me. The character that I hired, he got paid for it. That's no imposter. Doom found the outrage funny and mused about setting out a white guy or the Blue Man Group to take his place. A decade later, he would still occasionally dispatch fugazis, including Hannibal Buress, at the Adult Swim Festival in 2019. He's very involved with Adult Swim.
Yeah, I thought we had done an article on that.
Others may have viewed the mask as a crown, but for its owner, there was little precious about it. The chance to embrace the absurdity on such a grand scale is something Doom, who died October 31st at age 49 through his wife Jasmine, didn't publicly reveal the news until, as we said, New Year's Eve. She never thought he'd have the chance to do. Born Daniel DeMille in London to a Trinidadian mother and a Zimbabwean father. He moved to New York while he was an infant and seemed
never a U.S. citizen.
Nope. And seemed on the precipice of modest stardom in the early 1990s as his group KMD built a following through collaborations with Third Base and a warmly received debut album. Within a few years, however, his hopes had been derailed by two devastating events. First, the death of his brother and collaborator, DJ Sub Rock, then his exile from his controversy-fearing record label. He found himself damn near homeless and sleeping on benches. Legendary hip-hop producer Prince Paul,
who needs a haircut,
and a Ludin, once recalled that it was as if DeMille had kind of disappeared, but the reality is that few in the industry sought him out during this time. When they did rediscover him, he had remade himself as one of the most vivid stylists rap had ever seen, someone who reimagined how intricate rhyme schemes could be and made a string of non sequiturs sound like the most profound thing you'd ever heard.
And that's the thing, his voice was completely different. His delivery is completely different. Everything about Doom was in stark contrast to Zev Love X.
He entered a second act dead bent on achieving success through anonymity. In the late 90s, before he fixed metal to his face, he wore a stocking cap. Later, his famous mask would become a staple of merch and the artwork to classic albums like Mad Villainy, plus inspire street art and Nikes that resell for thousands on the secondary market. It could be easy to write that mask off as a gimmick. According to Doom, it was a counter-reaction to the increasing commercialization of hip-hop, which had begun to value looks over sound. And the Doom posters he sent in his stead did little to dispel the notion. But for a man who had been pushed out by the industry while still grappling with grief, it became a necessity to conceal his true self. He reinvented himself as the supervillain set on revenge, toiling in the shadows and refusing to let himself be photographed without his mask. So when the Doom poster controversy hit, Doom wasn't just surprised that anyone would be upset by the stunt. He was shocked that anybody would care about the man behind the mask at all.
Hey.
Only in America could you find a way to make a healthy buck and still keep your attitude on self-destruct, he says in Rhymes Like Dimes. It's a good song. When Daniel DeMille first appeared on a major rap song, his face wasn't hidden. He also wasn't calling himself MF Doom. In 1989, a teenager going by Zev Love X dropped the final verse on The Gas Face, a minor hit by white rap pioneers Third Base. That helped
Gas Face?
That helped push their debut, the Cactus album, to gold status. DeMille was part of a group named KMD. At first, short for Causing Much Damage.
Yep.
But later for Cause in a Much Damaged Society, which included his brother Dinglewise. It's actually, what is it? Dingleesway, I think it is.
Sure, I cannot pronounce it.
It's Zimbabwe. That's one of them Zimbabwean names.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it. That's why I put all this stuff on you.
I've tackled a couple of languages on here.
Yes.
There's no way I'm getting Zimbabwean. No way.
No.
Anyway, his brother D, who performed as DJ Sub Rock, and another MC, Onyx the Birthstone Kid.
Yes.
No Hingle McCringleberry. I love Hingle McCringleberry. And Ibrahim Moises. For anybody who has no idea what that is, go watch Key and Peele.
Yes.
Anyway, Onyx the Birthstone Kid was the other MC. Daniel had fully yet to develop his trademark style, but the seeds of it were there. I'm talking coffee or cocoa. Is you loco? Cash or credit for unleaded Sunoco?
KMD and Third Base is just ace in the hole. I mean, soul. So make the gas face.
He raps in the middle of his verse, which outshined third base's MC Search and Pete Nice and stood out among the typical Yo MTV raps fare. It's jarring to watch the gas face video now and see his pre-fame baby face mostly exposed, aside from a giant pair of bifocals. Here he is on the Arsenio Hall show the next year. Sans glasses, one of the clearest looks that the public would ever get of his features. And there is a link to an interview that Arsenio did with third base and Doom.
Yeah.
The success of the gas face in a relationship with rising A&R representative Dante Ross, who gets
also
the gas face, scrub, helped Daniel and KMD land a deal with Elektra for their debut, 1991's Mr. Hood, a record we have done.
Yes, I have the cassette here somewhere.
The album established the trio as an Afrocentric, jazz-minded outfit. Think along the lines of Brand Nubian or the Native Tongues, and scored a minor hit in Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz.
The group addressed racial politics, but Mr. Hood could hardly be described as confrontational.
I don't know. What's up, Ed? Mr. Hood was represented on the album as like old white plantation owner type guy.
Yeah.
You know, he was, and the way he spoke, it was like some old, I don't know if it's an old TV recording or an old radio recording. It was like, do you know where I can find this? You know, like the way he talks.
Yeah. That old timey.
Yeah. And they pushed, and his name was Little Sambo. Well,
I would say that's I wouldn't. It's controversial. It's not confrontational.
Yes.
That reflected the young group's mindset at the time. And the second installment of Brian Coleman's hip hop oral history, Check the Technique. Pete Nice recalls, I do believe somebody may have that.
I have it right here, still sealed.
Look at that.
Volume 2. Volume 1 is signed.
Pete Nice recalls in Check the Technique. Pete Nice recalls taking KMD on tour around the time of Mr. Hood and witnessing the devout Muslims abstaining from drugs and alcohol. They were still kids, Pete Nice said. One image the group used in its artwork would portend a future controversy, however, a caricature of a Sambo figure drawn by Doom. By 1993, Onyx had exited the group, leaving KMD a duo. Daniel and Ding Louise had begun to undergo radical changes, both musically and personally. The brothers now drank, and their outlook darkened. That seeped into their sophomore LP, Black Bastards,
which was not released for forever.
There was some of the same subject matter on Black Bastards, but we went at it a bit more aggressively, Dumas told Coleman. KMD tackled racial themes more directly and liberally sampled from ex-Last Poet Gillen Kane's fiery pro-Black 70 album, The Blue Gorilla, crafting something that felt at once a continuation of Mr. Hood, but at the same time, a complete departure.
And we've done that album on here, too.
As the brothers raced to finish the album, the unthinkable happened. On April 23rd, 1993, Ding Louise was struck by a car and killed while attempting to cross the Long Island Expressway. He was 19 years old.
Yep.
Daniel was deeply wounded by his brother's passing. Pete Nice says Daniel set up a boombox right next to the casket and played pretty much the whole Black Bastards album at Ding Louise's wake. I think some part of Doom was gone when Sub Rock died, Dante Ross told Coleman. Dumas turned the completed album into his label the next spring. A promotional single and video for What a Niggy Know were ready. Copies were sent to the press, and features were lined up with magazines like The Source. But shortly before the planned release date, Elektra execs called Dumas into a meeting. They expressed concerns about the content of the music, but mainly they objected to the album cover, which featured a drawing of the Sambo character hung by a rope. Elektra, which had just witnessed its parent company, Warner Music, deal with public outcry following the release of Cop Killer by Ice-T's band Body Count,
Yep.
wanted absolutely no part of Black Bastards.
We cannot go through this again.
They said they weren't going to put the album out, Dumas told Coleman. They didn't even want us to change the cover. Elektra released him from his contract and canceled the album's impending release. handing him the masters and $20,000 for his troubles. At least he got his masters. A lot of people don't even get those. Daniel retreated from the music industry for a few years. He was briefly on the brink of homelessness before relocating from New York to Georgia. In the mid-90s, he started making music under a new name, MF Doom, a character modeled after Marvel Comics supervillain Dr. Doom, positioning himself as an enemy of the industry that cast him out. He's the typical villain that you have in any story where a lot of people misunderstand him, Doom said in 2011. He's always looked at as the bad guy, but he's really got a heart of gold. At first, he performed at open mic nights wearing women's tights over his head. Later came the masks, first a plastic version made from an old Halloween costume, and then the famous metal one designed by Lord Scotch.
That's the truth. That if you can get those masters, because I don't know if it's in this story or not, it was released. That album was released later on.
Reinvigorated, Doom released a handful of singles on Bobito Garcia's ultra indie label, Fondle. Fondlem. Okay, there it is.
Yes.
I just lost half of the article here. I didn't do that. Wasn't the full thing.
That sounds really weird.
Which was in 1997. 2 years later, he dropped his debut solo LP, Operation Doomsday, a mostly hookless mosaic of dense wordplay and easy listening samples that established him as one of rap's visionary auteurs. I think we did that one too, didn't we?
We had not yet reached that year.
No, you know what? We've done a lot of Czarface stuff. That's what
we have.
Every
hero needs a villain.
One of the few truly great full lengths of the late 1990s underground hip hop boom. OD laid the blueprint for what would become Doom's genre redefining style. His flow was loose and conversational, but delivered with technical precision. His rhyme schemes were more intricate than even those of rappers like Big Pun or Eminem, who were redefining lyrical dexterity on a mainstream level. His vocabulary was as vast as any famous author and likely honed by studying the likes of Merriam-Webster's Dictionary of Allusions and Depraved and Insulting English, which he devoured. The album arrived at an odd time for hip-hop culture. The music had never been more popular, but beneath the surface, an anti-commercial counter-movement took root. The biggest name in indie rap was Raucous Records, which boasted a roster that included LP's company Flow and Mos Def, now known as Yasin Bey. Yeah. But Operation Doomsday may be the most beloved album to come out of the era. Fans latched onto the music, largely handled by Doom, and his oddball lyrics on songs such as Rhymes Like Dimes and Gas Drawls. Hawaiian Sophie and DMX may have crafted masterpieces the same year as Doom, but they weren't expanding the idea of what was possible in a rap verse by pairing phrases like tally ho and Alamo, or saying things like a Pied Piper holler a rhyme, $1 and a dime, do his thing, bring around the white collar crime. Doom may not have had much cultural cachet, but discovering his songs opened a world of music for many, a rite of passage for anyone looking to dig beyond the dominant sounds of the day. Operation Doomsday also kicked off one of the most prolific runs in rap history as the rapper released classic after classic. A few came under aliases like his twin 2003 releases, Take Me to Your Leader, credited to King Ghidorah, and Vaudeville Villain, an unrivaled lyrical exercise he released under the name Victor Vaughn, in homage to Dr. Doom's birth name, Victor Von Doom.
Which is great because it's Victor Von Doom and it's Victor Vaughn, who is actually MF Doom. So if you he had some really cool alter egos, and unlike Kool Keith, they actually released albums.
Yes.
They weren't just features on an album.
Others were insular and esoteric, like 2004's Food, his largely self-produced loose concept album about cuisine. He also officially released Black Bastards during this period. This time, there were no suits around to object to the artwork.
Yep.
But the crown jewel of his legendary run, of his discography as a whole, and arguably independent hip-hop in its entirety, came in Mad Villain. His collaboration with Southern California producer Madlib. Released in March 2004 on Stone's Throw Records, Mad Villainy became an instant classic, adored by stoners, hip-hop purists, and dorm room freestyle champions alike. Madlib's backdrops, looped and chopped from jazz, psych, and literary and library records buried deep within his crates. Man, that takes me back to listening to records in the library at like Haviland.
Yep. That's where I first heard Bill Cosby's Why Is There Air?
Proved to be the perfect canvas for Doom's free association meditations. Take Meat Grinder, a 2-minute avalanche of internal rhymes laid over a slithering bass line. It's the rapper at his most obtuse, but also his most spellbinding. Knocking.
Not K Solo Spellbound.
No. Knocking, no answer, slow dancer, hopeless romancer, dopest flow stanzas. Yes, no, villain metal face to Destro. Guess so. Still incredible in escrow. Just say ho, I'll test the yayo. Wild West Style Fest, y'all best to lay low. Hey, bro, Dayglow, set the bet, pay dough. Before the cheddar get away, best to get Mako. The worst hated god who perpetrated old favors, demonstrated in the perforated rod lavers and all quad flavors. Lord save us. Rod laver? He threw a tennis player in there.
Yeah. Oh, all right. What else do we have?
It's hard to single out any one release as the tipping point for Doom's breakthrough, but things seem to change after Mad Villainy, which was lavishly praised by both rap and rock media and produced indelible classics like Accordion in all caps. The year after its release, he appeared on the Gorillaz album Demon Days and teamed up with Danger Mouse, who was still riding high off the Grey album, for the Adult Swim sponsored The Mouse and the Mask. He also caught the attention of the Wu-Tang Clan, appearing on a compilation released by the collective and contributing beats to Toast, Face, Rilla, Fish Scale, a full-length collaboration between Doom and the formerly masked Ghostface named Swift and Changeable was teased for years but never released. That would have been something.
And then he did his little thing with Czarface.
Yeah, Radiohead's Tom York remixed several tracks for him and once called him his favorite MC. Doom was still far from a household name, but suddenly he'd become an avatar of authenticity for fellow musicians and a cult hero to his fans. Sometimes it's easier to root for the villain. MF Doom was incredible, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe we didn't find out until 2 months after he passed.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those things. If you remove yourself from society that much, as where it's just accepted by the world that you come out when you want to come out, and that's okay with everybody. Nobody's going looking for you, so nobody's going to know.
Well, hip hop lost a great one. MF Doom passing away at the age of 49. And once again, everybody remotely associated with this show offers our condolences and thoughts to fans, friends, and family of Daniel Dumile, professionally known as MF Doom. And we take a moment of silence in memory of the Mad Villain.
Now I just really want to hear Dilla's light works that he's on.
And the Mad Villain is different from the Smut Villain, who is chilling like Gilligan.
Chilling like Gilligan out on an island.
On that somewhat successful record, the Cactus album.
Fishing with his string and bamboo.
Our next article, No More Fresh in Peace. Let's get to some happy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Goat and the Abstract. Now, you can probably figure out who we're talking about just from that title. But if you can't, abcnewsradioonline.com brings us hip-hop legends LL Cool J and Q-Tip spotted cooking up new music in the studio.
Yes.
It's been nearly 7 years since hip-hop giant LL Cool J released a full-length album. But wait, no more. New music is on the way. On Tuesday, the New York rap legend shared a photo of himself in the studio with legendary lyricist Q-Tip. "We cookin' B," captioned LL on Instagram. Oh, parentheses, snap. I assume it was shit, wrote Busta Rhymes in the comments, while videographer and filmmaker Benny Boom wrote, "Let's go." LL mentioned he was working on new music with Q-Tip last year, tweeting, "I just started recording new music produced by my lil bro at Q-Tip the Abstract." In another tweet, he confirmed the new music would be released under Def Jam Records.
Making his return.
LL has released 13 albums since his 85 debut, Radio. His last album, Authentic, was released in 2013 under S Bro Music Group, 429 records. And lately, LL's been keeping busy with his radio show, Rock the Bells, and starring as Sam Hanna on CBS's NCIS LA for the last 12 seasons.
Wow. I've never watched an episode of that.
Every now and then
I have
they have it on
a version to it. I just haven't.
Yeah, it's just not one of the things that I'm into. And besides, if I'm going to watch an actor be a cop, I'm going with 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola.
Damn straight.
Because I can watch some SVU marathons with no problem.
Yeah, I just turn on USA and it's always on. So,
Article number 4, you've entitled "Slow Down,"
yes,
and this comes to us from Hot New Hip Hop HNHH.
Mhm.
Dr. Dre, no accent,
no,
warns his ex-wife to slow down, pending the end of spousal support.
yes.
She's asking for a shit ton.
Did she have it for like $2 million a month or something?
The hip-hop giant has been fronting the bill for all of his ex's living expenses. Back in June of this year, Dr. Dre's wife of 24 years, Nicole Young, filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Nicole filed the case in a Los Angeles Superior Court seeking spousal support from the 55-year-old hip-hop vet, who has amassed an enormous fortune in his time as an NWA member, a successful solo rapper, a producer, co-owner of Death Row Records, and founder and CEO of Aftermath Entertainment and Beats Electronics.
Yes.
Needless to say, Dre has built himself quite the little empire. According to new updates in the case, Nicole is asking for $2 million in spousal support monthly.
That's a lot of money.
Dr. Dre is currently paying the bill for all of Nicole's expenses, which adds up to about $293,306 monthly for his ex. As a source close to the couple confirmed, once this case is resolved and Dre discontinues his current practice of paying for all of her expenses, Nicole is going to have to learn to tighten that belt.
Yeah, she's letting him see exactly how much money she needs each month. And he's going to walk into court and go, look, she needs $280,000 a month or whatever for her lifestyle, not $2 million. There's no justification. He's got receipts.
Her asking for $2 million a month when she's living on $296,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Is like a guy who claims he won a state by 400,000 votes saying, I just need 11,800 more.
Just need a little hit.
Dre and his
What's up,
lawyers are using the terms of a prenuptial agreement that the two signed in 1996 when they first got hitched that says all of their property is separate to avoid a huge divorce settlement, although it does say she's entitled to spousal support if they were to ever divorce. The pair do share 2 children together, 23-year-old Truise and 19-year-old Truly. So there's no child support there. Maybe for the 19-year-old.
Right.
The 23-year-old, unless she's in college, I don't know what it's like. I'm sure it's in California. But in New York State, as long as they're not in college, you don't have to pay for them.
You ain't got to pay for shit.
Next article, Snoop Dogg's Bundy.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg responds to Eminem fan account and stirs the pot after M called him out. And this comes to us from Double XL at doublexlmag.com.
Double XL.
On Friday night, January 1st, Uncle Snoop responded to an Eminem fan Instagram account that posed the question, was Snoop Dogg being disrespectful when he said he could live without Eminem's music? Asking fans to weigh in on the recent issue between the two rap legends. Snoop got wind of the post shortly after it was uploaded to Instagram and responded in the comments section, "Pray I don't answer that soft ass shit," he wrote.
Yes. Because what I would like to see is Snoop return to being Snoop and answer that. I don't have issue with Snoop. I don't like his newer endeavors. I haven't been a giant fan. That doesn't mean he's any less talented, but I would like to hear him go back to you know, early Chronic era Snoop and come after him.
Well, Eminem raised eyebrows a couple of weeks ago when he called out Snoop on the song Zeus from M's new Music to Be Murdered By Side B Deluxe Edition album. As far as squashing beef, I'm used to people knocking me, but just not in my camp and diplomatic as I'm trying to be. Last thing I need is Snoop dogging me. Man, dog, you was like a damn god to me. Man, not really. I had dog backwards. M raps on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Many speculated that the quasi-diss was a response to comments that Snoop made during an interview on The Breakfast Club over the summer. Snoop said that Shady would not be on his top 10 rappers ever list. M recently confirmed that interview is the reason he was perturbed with Snoop, but went into detail on why. I think it was more about the tone he was using that caught me off guard, because I'm like, where's this coming from? M said during an interview on Shade 45 on New Year's Eve. I just saw you. What the fuck? It threw me for a loop. Again, I probably could have gotten past the whole tone and everything, but it was that last statement where he said, far as music I can live without that shit. Now you're being disrespectful.
If you're talking about top 10, which we all have determined it's the 10 people you like to listen to most, because you can't go into album sales because that doesn't have anything to do with lyrical ability, blah, blah, blah. So if Snoop is saying, I like 10 people better than you on a microphone, and I always will because they're whoever they are, how does that make you go, oh, I just hung out with him. I can't believe he said that. Well, you know who he likes. If you're hanging out with him, you know who he likes. And if you don't fall in the top 10 of them, who cares? You got your Stan Army that loves you. And Snoop never said, man, I hate that shit. I can't listen to that. Yeah. It's back to the trailer park. Everybody hates me, but I'm going to make it someday. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, again, he says, I probably could have gotten past the whole tone and everything, but his last statement where he said, far as music I can live without that shit. Now you're being disrespectful. Just caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. And if I was a friend who had collaborated with him and we were on the same label and everything, and he says, I could live without that shit, and there hasn't been a big blow up beforehand, I'd probably be like, dude, what the fuck? You know?
Right, but that's what you do. You get a hold of Snoop, or you call me and go, what the hell is that comment about? What? And no, it was, it came across wrong the way they put it out, whatever. And then ta-da, it's over. Or it blows up for real. Like, no, because, I can't stand your music anymore, which a lot of us say, but we're not his friends. Maybe you want your friend to be the one to tell you, your shit's fucking up. It's not good anymore. Do something.
Snoop has yet to address Eminem directly, but he did share what some believe is a subliminal response on Instagram, which basically said something along the lines of, back in the day, if someone hated you, it meant you did something wrong. Nowadays, it means you did something right.
Yeah. Yes, Tom, exactly like that. Tom beats me in the head daily with dad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me want to drive out to Michigan and beat him in the head with a pillow. Because that's what it feels like. Somebody's just hitting you in the head with a pillow over and over again.
That's the same reaction you have to me when I do the Kermit the Frog voice.
No, that makes me visibly angry. Tom's just makes me go, oh, really?
Let's see. Next article, hip hop headlines. So
Tom said it's a new year. It's going to be a new him. So,
I believe that when it happens. Back to the lab.
Yes.
Hip Hop DX brings us. Paid in full legend Rakim has built a new home studio, and he's shutting down 2020 with live bars.
Yep. I missed it, too, because I didn't find out about this article until yesterday.
When it comes to the pantheon of great MCs, Rakim is typically named among them. probably even by Snoop. As one and a half of the legendary hip-hop duo Eric B. and Rakim, the exalted God MC has unleashed an arsenal of potent bars over the last 33 years, beginning with 1987's seminal album Paid in Full. His rhyming style has been studied, imitated, and dissected, but never duplicated.
Yeah, listen to the song Summertime by Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
Even with all of the accolades Rakim has collected over the years, he's constantly unearthing innovative ways to push himself lyrically. I'm always looking to expand on the consciousness, push the boundaries. No doubt with the lyrics, that's first. Hip-Hop DX. If you look at my albums going all the way back, each time I record, I've tried to open up the doors to more intellectual content and take the listener a little deeper, drop a little more knowledge. Know the ledge, like you said.
Yeah, to find out that fish is his favorite dish.
It's maybe a little less subtle as the time passes, but still having them guessing and thinking I can keep doing that because as I build and mature, I got more insight to offer. But as Rakim points out, there's also that flow, which he's always strived to keep a cut above the rest. When I started, there was a lot of innovation, keeping my rhyme patterns and my delivery different from everything else that was out there. Being Rakim, not mean, he continues. Hip-hop's had decades to build and innovate more. So I got to keep trying new things as the boundaries move further and further out. I've been doing a lot of experimenting. Some you'll hear, some you may not. But I know if I focus on my creative purpose and not let others' opinions of what I'm supposed to do derail that, I'll keep finding the voice that's right for me and show the world something new. On Thursday, December 31st, Rakim and New York City mixtape magician J. are teaming up for a live stream event dubbed the Live Mixtape God MC Edition.
That's creative.
Which features Rakim performing classics, deep cuts, and never-before-heard freestyles, and J. firing off new remixes. The live stream also featured the premiere of a new J. and Rakim video shot on the Brooklyn rooftops. The performance was the first time Rakim has really spit for a crowd since the COVID-19 pandemic began. In fact, the last proper event he was a part of was on March 5th at Site Santa Fe in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he sat down with Public Enemy frontman Chuck D to discuss his book, Sweat the Technique, Revelations on Creativity from the Lyrical Genius. In a way, he's been grateful for that break, but is also itching to get back on stage. Santa Fe seems like a distant memory, but time's pretty messed up this year, he says. I've been touring nonstop since the reunion with Eric B. and the Paid in Full 30th anniversary, so I was looking to take a break, spend time with the family, and get back in the lab. But damn, after the first couple months, I was missing the crowds and the love. In some ways, it's a blessing if you can look at anything in 2020 like that. The last 9 months of downtime have also given him ample time to build a new home studio and put pen to paper. On the business side, I got a moment to really focus on things that I couldn't before and force myself to think outside the box when it came to making that paper, he adds. You're going to see some of these ideas come to fruition in 2021. Probably the best thing I did was build a new studio from the ground up and load it with new gear. I've been pretty much living in there, and the headspace has me more creative and more energized to write than I've ever been in quite a long while. Not announcing anything yet, but stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned.
For now, the J. mixtape event will have to hold fans over until a proper announcement is made regarding Rakim's next steps. But he's hyped for the event, especially since it will be his first taste of the spotlight in months. We've done a couple of things over the last several months, but nothing like this, he explains. Getting that live energy from a DJ right behind me, going to be popping. And then when Jay's got a bag of tricks like he does, I'll be getting pushed outside the envelope a little. There's a few tracks we've been talking about, at least two I've never performed before, and he's going to flip beats on some of the classics and see what I can do. We line the show up to play a little earlier in the night, 9 p.m. Eastern, so we're not competing with the ball drop and the audience can pay a little attention or just put it on and go all out to start the night off right. It'll be good to see people around the world joining in, even if it's on the screen they're setting up. I think everyone is ready to release some energy and to feel some love.
I think it would be very. I'm going to have to find a way to go back and find that if I got to call upon nefarious means, whatever. Because I've seen Rakim in concert like 5 times, and I don't know how he would do a show without an audience.
Yeah,
because he only does like a quarter of his song,
and makes the audience sing the rest.
And the audience does the rest. So I would think that'd be very difficult for him to do virtually. Not that he's one of my favorite MCs, but I just don't want to see him in concert anymore.
Right. The New Year's Eve event will be the polar opposite of what it was like writing Sweat to Technique, which officially arrived in July 2019. Penning a book was really an exercise in soul searching. Rakim had to dig deep to get his thoughts across. I don't really open up too much of my personal life, so sitting down and writing a guidebook to my creative process was really the only way to begin to pull back that curtain for me, he says. Once I had the blueprint down, showed the reader the mindset and environment, the tips and techniques, the knowledge of self, and the knowledge of the energies in the universe, then I could go back in and start telling my own story and how it all integrated to produce my art and how they can produce something true to themselves. There's a whole lot more Rakim love in this article. It's a long one. I'm not really going to go through the whole rest of it.
Just that he's back. He will be back. And when he comes back, we'll bring his music to you.
We will. Last article. Make them say. I
don't have that one in my board.
Comes to us from AFH. Ambrosia for head. Master P and Baron Davis want to buy Reebok to make it a for us, by us type thing.
And as you'll recall, last week's show, while we were live,
that news came down.
This news came out, and I had diarrhea of the mouth there and had to get it out.
This ain't no motherfucking P had a big 2020. The founder of No Limit Records partnered with BET to produce a docuseries on his famed label. The New Orleans, Louisiana native born Percy Miller also remains a partner in Rap Snacks and other ventures. However, the artist whose career expanded to film, sports, television, and real estate is looking to own one of the most recognized sneaker and apparel brands in the world. According to Forbes, Corey Hale, Master P, and former NBA star Baron Davis are trying to buy Reebok for the price tag of $2.4 billion.
That's with a B.
In 2005, the German-based Reebok brand was purchased by Adidas for $3.8 billion. Late in 2020, marking 15 years since the acquisition, Adidas is reportedly looking to shed Reebok. Master P and Baron Davis are reported frontrunners and potential buyers of the company, founded in England more than 100 years ago.
Wow. Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm just kind of glancing down to see what else is going on.
Because we don't need Reebok's history.
No.
We just need to know that Master P and Baron Davis are buying Reebok or are in the runnings to buy Reebok.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I didn't want to go into the whole.
Yes, nobody wants the history of Reebok. Everybody knows the pump. That's what they remember.
I had Reebok pumps, and everybody knows about Master P's business.
Yes, I have Rap Snacks and the noodles in the prize box.
Mm-hmm. Adidas actually declined to comment to Forbes about this, but reports suggest that the giant will soon decide what to do with Reebok. So we'll keep tabs on this one.
Yeah.
Because I've owned Reebok pumps and, I liked them. I'm not a huge Master P fan, and I hope they don't change them ridiculously, but I could see it happening. Anyway, that's Hip Hop Headlines for
it is
362. It is time to take our first break of the evening, and when we come back, we're going to have some woo news.
We are.
Until then, you sit around, you listen to a little drop, and then we'll be right back. Episode 362, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
I might have something for you.
I got to let me try these other headphones. Hold on a second.
Is that a timetable? Well, get on it.
That's something Bill knows, but has never heard before.
I tried to take the earpieces off of these,
and
I'm afraid I'm going to break them.
Well, don't do that. Google that shit. YouTube it. Whatever the kids are doing. Yeah, don't do that because they're brand new.
Yeah, I got it off. It's just I need smaller ones because they're too big for my ears.
That's what she said. No.
I don't do anything with my ears, so she didn't say that.
Now listen to this.
Timetable? Well, get on it. It's your turn.
Michael.
It'd be hard for me to listen when I don't have my earphones in.
Yes. I'll wait. Everybody else who's here is going to have to hear it repeatedly.
Let's see.
So what is everybody doing tonight, aside from this? Ooh, J-Roo's got new music, by the way. I do not need hip-hop headlines pulled up. I need a drop.
Damn it. Shouldn't have messed with these.
You should not have.
But it did.
Yep, you did. Should have left it alone. Ooh, how do we do this? We haven't done this one in a while. None of you have any idea what I'm talking about. But it doesn't matter. You'll find out. See, Gail, what Richie's doing sounds like more fun, but I'm glad that you got your roof repaired. Good job, Brian. Okay, I've got that. And I need
Audio.
Yes, audio. Sounds. I need. I have no idea why this doesn't stay here. Raindrops keep falling on your head.
Damn.
What?
I can't connect these.
No, you can't because they're Bluetooth and you don't have your Bluetooth turned on. What up, Ronnie? Yeah, let me try to private message Bill and see if it goes through. You have to turn on your Bluetooth connection in sound settings for those to maybe work.
Damn it.
John, Bill doesn't like the way they feel.
What happened to my IFBs
I just said you don't like the way they feel.
is
Nothing.
I have very small ear canals, and the little puffy parts of them irritate my ears. So I have to get the small adapters for them, but I can't get them to put on right now. So I'm going to have to go with these right now.
So he's back. Are you back? Can you hear things? Why does he look like he's Jeffrey Tubin over there?
So let's see.
What he's doing below the screen.
I tried to put the smaller size,
Yes, we heard.
and for one reason or another, I don't know if it's because I can't see very well in here.
John, are you laughing at a Jeffrey Tubin joke?
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
It looked like maybe you were there for a minute.
No. No, my eyes weren't rolling up in the back of my head. Hey, hold
You
on.
haven't gotten there yet.
Hold on. All right, that has potential to be the right size, but I'm going to finish the show with the over-the-ear things, and then I'll redo these.
But you have to play with them during the week. You can't wait until showtime next week and go, oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to fix that.
Well, that's why I'm going to do it after we're done.
Yeah.
But
I found something for you now that you can hear again.
what did you find for me?
Listen.
Is that a timetable? Well, get on it. It's your turn.
Michael, you make me feel so good.
Brand new! Good for you!
Not what you were thinking it was, huh?
Get on it.
Yeah,
Right.
this would be the Mikey Dread Show.
Mikey Dread Show?
The name of the Mikey Dread is the name of the artist. Comic strip is the name of the tune.
And this ranks right up there with weird shit that's been sampled. Am I playing my organ? What is kind of... That's what she said.
Well, yeah, you see what John said. Oops, it's here.
Bill is a treasure trove. That's what she said. Well, yes, I am. I do sound like a very assertive lady. I'm a
shut
woman
up,
who knows
asshole.
what I want. Janelle thought that was hysterical. By the way,
I'm sure she did. I don't even know why I'm pulling this up. I don't look at this fucking news. What am I doing?
The Woo News.
Yeah, I don't look at any of that shit.
Woo.
I just count on you to say, and the last little bit of Woo News is, and then I go, okay, we're done with Woo News. Cool.
That'd be that you God sucks part, right?
Yeah. That's how I know we're done with Woo News.
All right, brother.
All right. Well, let's hit this
I
drop.
got my Mickey Mouse ears on, so we're gonna finish.
All right.
Ears.
We'll put this up on the screen here, and we'll hit this drop with a shri. Woo's your mama?
Yo, I'm about ready to get hardcore. All right, let's do this one smooth on the down. Let the reason go like this. One and drop it.
What it is, what it could be. It's your one and only master ceremony, the great one, Dana Jane. Right now, you're listening to my peoples, Jamie and Bill, on Mr. Throwback Thursday. This be the death beat.
What I would love to meet, and I'll check you later when my jaws complete. Cause as for now, I am only around to make your party people just get on down. Cause the rhymes I write are fresh and right and guaranteed to be just your time.
1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. Y'all know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy, y'all.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 362. It is indeed time for Woo News. And before that, yes, Bill is a treasure trove of That's What She Said moments. And I'm so glad you guys have fun with my little malapropisms. That's what she said. Yes.
Indeed.
So
this is my favorite one, though.
I got my Mickey Mouse ears on, so we're going to finish. Hi. IT department has come back. Yes, I have the Mickey Mouse ears on.
Oh, tell her she's got to say it then. Tell her to read the screen.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So I took the in-ears out because I wanted to put the smaller adapters on them. But I was having an issue getting them on. So I said, okay, I got my Mickey Mouse ears on, so we're going to finish. Now, what do you respond to that?
I don't know.
That's what she said.
You got my Mickey Mouse ears on?
Yeah, they say that everything I say is a that's what she said moment.
A lot of what you say is.
I am a treasure trove of that's what she said moments. That's straight.
I can honestly say I can say that about 12 times being in a day.
And I work 8 hours a day, so she's not even around me all that much.
See, so it's not just us.
No.
We're just the ones that tell it to you.
So that's that. Let's get into Woo News.
Let's do that. Let's bring it in with a shri. Woo's your mama?
Woo News for episode 362 starts with hiphopdx.com and an article that you have called New Woo.
Yes.
And that piqued my interest. So
it should.
A man professionally known as Did 2 songs for a new Wu-Tang Clan project, but hasn't heard back in months.
That's strange.
That is really weird. It seems there's been some progress in the next Wu-Tang Clan project, but it still could be some time before it actually arrives. Clifford Smith sat down with Jamel Hill for her Spotify podcast. Jamel Hill is Unbothered on Monday, December 21st. We talked about this a little last week, too.
Yes, we did. A different article, but that he was on her show.
And revealed he recently submitted, but we didn't mention this. He recently submitted a few tracks for a forthcoming effort from the group, although he hasn't gotten an update in, quote, a minute. We were working on something. I did 2 songs, but I haven't heard back in months, he told Hill. That's just Wu-Tang. That's how we work.
It is what it is.
The group hasn't released a full project since 2015's Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, which was a one-of-a-kind that was infamously purchased by disgraced pharmacy CEO Martin Shitdick. 2016, Tope's Face Grilla told Hip Hop DX the next effort was already a discussion, and this time we'd see him at the helm. Now, I thought A Better Tomorrow came out after that. Unless they're not calling that a full project.
I don't know. What was the... I got to stretch.
Because A Better Tomorrow came out when you got the Wu Tooth.
This thing.
Yes. Because it had Ruckus and B minor.
Was that off of that album?
Yes, that was off of A Better Tomorrow. Was the only good track off of that record.
Yeah, it says you're not gonna be able to see it because of the damn screen, but it talks about A Better Tomorrow on the inside.
I think that was after Once Upon a Time in Shaolin.
Well, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin wasn't their album though. That was a Mathematics album.
That's it. You know what? But they keep saying it's a Wu-Tang album.
Oh, I know, because it's got the big W on the.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny that because we did the article that said that.
Yep.
Anyway, back to Method Man. RZA put the ball in my hand. He told DX. He said, "Yo, I want you to do it, and I've been wanting to do it, and that's a big test for me right there." But in April of this year, Master Killer told DX that said he'd prefer to have RZA take the lead. I love Ghost's ear for music, he said. I love the beat selection that he chooses. We have a similar style when it comes to the soulful beats that he loves. So I love his ear for music, but no one is ever going to do it like the Abbott. That's just my opinion.
Hey, Abbott.
While that project's release is still pending, Meth has a lot of other things in play in the interim. Havoc and myself have an LP coming out called Dirty P, which is a play on Old Dirty Bastard's nickname and The Prodigy, he said.
It has nothing to do with the urinalysis result.
I don't work in urology anymore, so I don't care.
You don't get about that dirty pee.
I don't worry about that dirty pee. I'm all about that blood now.
Yes.
Myself and Rockwilder, who gets punched in the throat, is doing a tribute to breakbeat old school hip hop. Breakbeats that I love from the past. I'm redoing those records, but with totally different lyrics. You know, that's what you should put in the little drop bank. The Green Eyed Bandit saying he's going to punch Rockwilder in the throat.
I have that around here somewhere. I don't have it in the box, but I have it
because that was funny as shit.
I don't know where.
Right now, what do I have in the bag? KRS-One from Still Number One just did that one, and Ego Trippin' from Ultramagnetic MC. So it's going to be pretty cool. Oh, and Meth Lab 3 Season 3. Listen to the full interview if you would like by clicking on the link and checking out Clifford Smith, professionally known as
ATHOD, man.
on the Jamel Hill is Unbothered podcast.
Yes.
Next article, Woo News. The green tape?
It just doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
That doesn't sound right at all.
Wasn't that Paul's Boutique, the green tape?
It came in different colors.
Yeah, mine was green.
Mine was blue. Complex.com brings us our next article. Raekwon revisits the story of how the purple tape was originally meant to be green.
What? No Sheila Broflovsky on that one.
What? Only built for Cuban links is the crown jewel of Raekwon's discography. To celebrate its 25th anniversary, Chef sat down with Packer Shoes to talk about the classic album. Why would you sit down with a shoe place? Only built for Cuban links is commonly known as
Theodora's.
Maybe. The purple tape because the cassette was a vivid purple. Yet during his conversation with Packer, Raekwon explained how the purple tape almost didn't come to fruition. Back in the day as kids, when we did our little thing, we always tried to put some kind of packaging to let you know, yo, this is where you get it from. So that was my thing for the album packaging, Raekwon said. But guess what? My favorite color wasn't purple at that time. My favorite color was army green, camo green. I always like rugged colors and all of that. This album didn't sound like anything else out there. Me and Ghost was working hard to really get to that level. And when it got there, I was like, I want to package it green. It's going to be green.
Did they dream that they were hard?
Raekwon and Ghostface fought to make the cassette green, but the manufacturer didn't have green, forcing Raekwon to make a game time decision. I'm still into the color mode and vibing according to what I feel it's going to be, but they only had 4 colors to choose from. There was the clear one, the yellow one, the red one, and the purple one, he explained. I chose the purple because purple represents royalty. It didn't come off on some grimy style or girly style purple. It came off on official fly lavender purple. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, like Fly Ricky the Wine Taster.
This isn't the first time Raekwon has mentioned the mix-up during a conversation with Complex in 2013. Raekwon also explained the origins of the purple tape. It's a cool-ass looking tape. I don't give a shit.
It is.
It's a good album, too. So, I mean, that's a bonus.
That it is.
Last bit of Woo News. You God still sucks.
Yep.
That's not a story. That's just facts. And ODB is still dead.
And the KLF is still going to rock you, but that's not Woo News.
No. It's time for our one and done.
It is.
Now, our one and done was mentioned earlier in the show.
Yes.
Came out June 17th, 2003, running 41 minutes, 54 seconds long on Big Data Records.
Yes, 2003 is a bit out of our realm normally.
Yes. Produced by Metal Fingered Villain and E. Mason. This record is the only record released under the name King Ghidorah. It is called Take Me to Your Leader.
It is.
And I have 13 tracks. I don't know what you have.
As do I.
Oh, good. That helps. John's not going to be happy.
He is not.
Track number 1 is not an intro. Track number 1 is called Phasers.
Follow the light. The light is your guide. I am controller of planet X. And I've invited you here to discuss something that's very important.
King Ghidorah, take me to your leader. Quick to claim that he not no snake like me neither. They need to take a breather. He been rhyming longer than Sigmund the Sea Creature. Been on Saturday feature.
So I guess the proper pronunciation, Ghidorah.
Yes. Well, it's also Sigmund the Sea Monster, not the Sea Creature, but nobody's correcting him.
Yeah, who's going to tell him he's wrong? Track number 2 featuring Biollante, Fast Lane.
Only God is judge, never plead a case. Always aware of the truth, we can never erase. Falling from grace, black North Face, ounce of green smoke jack with no chase. Pedal on the floor, thirsty to score. Fast lane, destination top, cash game.
Track number 3 featuring Gigan is called Crazy World.
Yo. Crazy world, get it where you fit in. Choose how to roll it, dough in, hold the thick in. Switch up, disrupt, telegraph, and now you living. It's all about me, all about you in the crazy world, get it where you fit in. Choose how to roll it, dough in, hold the thick in. Switch up, disrupt, telegraph, and now you living.
Track number 4 is 49 seconds long, and oddly enough, it features MF Doom.
Does it?
It's called The Final Hour.
For the people of Earth, hear this.
She said, excuse me, Dylan, you be illin' with the wordplay. He said, thank you very much, I'm billing till Thursday. Once heard a beat drum sounded like a sloppy knock. Whoever was on the mic, speech was pure poppycock. These go back to the days of pop lock, even back to rumors that Mikey died off pop rocks, where the girls wore jellies and played hopscotch. Older broads used to wear tennis and sloppy socks. APB the
Rumors that Mikey died off of Pop Rocks.
Track number 5, Monster Zero.
Another Godzilla reference.
The monster again, Zero. Monster Zero. Command all units to take defensive position. Hitler, what is Monster Zero? Monster Zero is the reason we cannot live on the surface, but must forever live underground like this. All right. I will show you Monster Zero.
Track number 6 features Lil Psy, ID4 Wins, Empress Star, and Stacey Epps. It's called Next Levels.
I wonder if Stacey Epps is any relation to Omar or Mike.
1 2 1 2, yes. Yo. It's King Ghidra, combined with the forces of Mahuta. Blowing whoopings and tweeters, shaking syllable meters. Disasters cataclysmic, mystic natural. It's about time we hit you with some substances actual. I got a gift called hip-hop prophecy. Since 2003 ends the reign of the Jiggy MC. No more roaming on this planet like scavengers.
The reign of the Jiggy MC.
Track number 7 features Jet Jaguar and Rodan, No Snakes Alive.
Yet another Godzilla reference.
Rodan.
Ghidra has arrived. You guys can take 5. By the time it's over, no snakes alive. Take a dive. I'm telling you, you better off than up against the floor to make her take her sweater off. From the set off when against the script, she can hardly brag. It's the result of concentration and lollygag. I said, you're right. He pulled the mic out of snotty rag. Slipped up airtight and wrapped up in a body bag.
I'll have to check with Grandmaster T, but I believe Ghidorah was the 3-headed monster.
I thought that was, you know what? I could probably look that up. Track number 8 features MF Doom and Mr. Fantastic. It's called Antimatter.
I'm going to say Mr. Fantastic is not a Godzilla reference, but I'm not sure.
Probably not.
From Venus to Mars, back to Earth, back to the XPO satellite. It's showtime, nigga.
Oh, that's definitely a Godzilla reference.
Boy, MF Doom, and I am Mr. Fantastic. Expeditiously, I'll be on my grizzly. Feds try to creep me, somehow always miss me. Mr. Fantastic, put the busy in the B.
Put the busy in the B.
Busy B. Track number 9, Take Me to Your Leader.
That would be the title track.
In ways that people never think of.
International paper.
Hey, I made a funny. Very funny.
I wasn't getting good marks in reading. Poor girl.
If there's a Mothra reference in here, I'll really shit. Track number 10 featuring Trunks. It's called Lockjaw.
I want you to look at the featured artist for the next one if it's on yours.
I love that name.
Where's the intruder? Looks like he went to the tower.
Before I rock raps, I drink a keg of Listerine. Then I spit the freshest lines never heard for centuries. Then I form blazing sword and cut your mic cords. And kill them garbage rhymes only your friends get hyped for. Blitz your whole team and niggas need to come clean.
Gail said she's going back in time. You, just listening to the music and the samples that they use in this.
Dude, these were Thanksgiving Day traditions when I was growing up, these movies. All the Godzilla movies.
Yep.
Track number 11 features Hassan Chop. That's my favorite name I have ever read on here.
Yeah, the only thing that would beat that for me is if there was somebody named the Shropshire Slasher.
It's called I Wonder. I wonder if there's somebody named the Shropshire Slasher.
And wet tissue, it's true. I'm mad like the rapper. I'm so upset I gotta put it up in my rap before I snap or after the things I've seen from Atlanta to Queens to the mean streets of Brooklyn when I was a teen. Back and forth to the islands. Screamed when I left, but adapted. And still my dreams haven't left. I only hung with the crack kids. Weaned out the rest, me in the roughest roughnecks went chest to chest. Now my best friends.
Hassan Chop.
King Ghidorah is the three-headed monster.
Yes.
But it's spelled differently. They spell it in the movies Ghidorah.
Gotcha.
So there's your answer to that.
Yeah.
Track number 12. One smart Nickelback.
On the word itself instead of the intent. It's the intent of what you mean when you say something.
Some smart nigga.
Hey, Whitey. You and your punk friends killed my man.
Please, don't kill me. I didn't mean to do it. He told me to. I didn't mean to. No, please. No.
The black was in the trunk, dead.
We must not sit back and be spectators. We must.
Killing is good.
And finally, track number 13, The Fine Print.
Always gets to read the fine print.
10 to 1, he sees you through a beaker and a tweezers. Read the fine print and be like, what's the big deal? Spun wheels are still since broke wheel, big wheel. Back when it was greasy as curl, now it's easy dread. Had a rhyme on how they used to tease him about his peasy head. Yes, y'all, to the beat. Have a ball, have a call, have it your way, grab a straw, jab a jaw. Since two-tone
A Jabberjaw reference.
I don't think Jabberjaw was a Godzilla monster. I think he
should be.
I think he was a Saturday morning cartoon.
He should be a Godzilla foe.
All right, so that is King Ghidorah. Take me to your leader.
Take me to your leader.
Your one and done for episode 362. There is no charting action.
That doesn't surprise me.
There was, let's see. This album also features guest appearances. Jet Jaguar was also known as MF Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
And the character is based on the three-headed King Ghidorah, a fictional monster who appears as Godzilla's enemy in the Godzilla film. So there you go.
And I bet you we're going to see King Ghidorah in the upcoming. Or was he in the last one?
What, Godzilla?
Yeah.
In
the new ones?
I haven't seen any of the new ones.
I know Mothra was in. God, I don't even remember. The new ones are actually pretty good.
Are they? I'll have to take a gander now that I got like 14 different streaming services and no place to go. So Take Me to Your Leader by King Ghidorah, a pseudonym of MF Doom. Your one and done for episode 362. Yeah, it was a good record. Gail says she likes them. And as far as MF Grimm, it would not surprise me if it was a reference to Benjamin Grimm, the Thing, because it's clobbering time.
Also being in Dr. Doom. Okay, there's John.
There you go. Yes.
I was getting there, John.
Because, all right, who were it was Ben Grimm, Reed Richards.
Yep. Sue Richards,
and Johnny Blaze. Was that his name?
I don't know what his last name was. He was Johnny the Human Torch.
Thought his name was Johnny Blaze.
Could be.
But, you know, I get a little silly sometimes. All right, it's time for the record of the week. The record of the week. Oh, I jumped ahead earlier today when I said I thought we'd done this record.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, Sue Storm, who became Sue Richards.
Well, yes.
And her brother, Johnny Storm.
Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider. That I knew.
Okay. Thank you for straightening me out on that. You would think Johnny Blaze, Johnny the Human Torch, would be named Blaze. That would make sense. But then again, Ghost Rider's on fire too, so.
Yes, I knew Sue married Reed, and that's when she became Sue Richards.
The only thing I know about the Fantastic Four anymore,
they make shitty movies about them.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer one was awful.
They were all horrible. Every time they try to bring that movie franchise back, they just need to give it to Marvel and let them work it.
I did like the casting of Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm.
That's Ben.
I thought that was pretty good. That was the only one I liked. Who was it? Jessica Alba was Sue?
I think so, yeah.
She seemed like she was like 19 years old in that movie. Way too
was.
young to be
with Reed, who's like 100.
Who wasn't that old, but they put that gray streak in his hair to make him look older. It just looked ridiculous.
Yep.
Anyway, let's get to our record of the week. Record of the week for episode 362 would be a record that came out April 20th of 1999.
And it's like 2.5 hours long.
57 minutes and 58 seconds. Actually, it's slightly less than an hour. No, it doesn't work that way, John. Jamie doesn't have the "that's what she said" moment. On Fondle 'em Records, produced by Metal Fingers and DJ Sub Rock. This is the debut studio album by the late great MF Doom. And this is Operation Doomsday. This record has a shit ton of tracks on it. 19 is what I have.
Yes, I have the Super Duper edition. So I have a second disc, but we're not going to get into that because it's a lot of instrumentals and stuff.
Yeah. Track number 1. Again, no intros on this one. This one opens with a skit called "The Time We Faced Doom."
When this reporter, babe, get here, she gonna be on our tip, man. You know she gonna want to write about me and my man here. All kinds
little wild style.
Message top secret ultra. Yeah, and when she does, and she puts his picture on paper, that's gonna be an end secret exposed, his face for everyone to see, man. That's a whack, you know. Man, what the fuck you talking about, man? This gonna get my man Big Fame, man.
Arrange temporary transfer this agency.
Fab Five Freddy, Zorro.
Track number 2 features Pebbles, the Invisible Girl, and it's called Doomsday, which I guess should be considered the title track.
Sure. Yeah, we cut out before we got to the rapping, yes.
Track number 3 features DJ Cucumber Slice. It's called Rhymes Like Dimes. They mentioned that in the article.
Yep.
Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here. In his right hand was your man's worst nightmare. Loud enough to burst his right eardrum close range. The game is not only dangerous, but it's most strange. I sell rhymes like dimes. The one who mostly keep cash, but brag about the broken time. Joker rhymes like the issue just happy to see me trick. Classical slapstick rappers need chapstick. A lot of them sound like they're in a talent show, so I give them something to remember like the Alamo. Tally ho, a hot joker like space.
Track number 4 featuring Tommy Gunn, The Finest.
This is before or after he fought Rocky.
As the life cycle goes on, and you learn to hold on to things like the mic, and you learn to appreciate who's the nicest on said device, but who is the finest.
Time to consumer, too much drama, blind behind the rumor. Time and time inside my mind, I'm trying to find a tumor. Time to consumer, no time for humor. As soon as one of your men's dead and him dead, you trying to find Puma. Sooner the better. Even in the sweater already through your leather.
Track number 5 is a skit called Back in the Days.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
I knew you would do that.
Hello? Anybody home? Wow. Look at that equipment.
That's what she said.
Doom's working on. Now I'll just rearrange a few of these circuits.
See, John, if you make it work.
Track number 6, Go With the Flow.
Go with the flow. Yo, I like to check this microphone before I start right quick. Microphone check 2 2 1 2 1 2. Right? Yeah. Big up all the Monster Allen massive, and beware before I triple dare you like the last kid who asked me what we don't got that you got, son. For one flow that's elemental.
Track number 7 features MF Grimm. Tick Tick.
You know when you're gonna come in?
Nobody will never, ever really know. Because the more you know, that you don't know shit. Niggas will never run out of shit. There's so much shit, so much scripts to do here. Niggas will never run out of shit.
Enjoy the roller coaster ride.
Multifaceted.
Walk the path of Jesus, witness of hell freezes, the mind teases, reality crack the pieces.
Yep, so yeah.
Track number 8 featuring King Ghidorah.
Spelled
Ghidra. Another spelling, completely different. Red and Gold, not to be confused with Burl Ives singing Silver and Gold.
No, not at all. Or Black and Yellow, Black and Yellow.
I remember when last past November when the Clown King got pounded in with the Timberland. They left him trembling, he was not remembering. Never tuck your denim in, just a frosted envelope. So with the bait, wait the fella.
Track number 9 is a skit called The Hands of Doom.
I'll have to go ahead with my experiment right now. Lower the dome. Are you ready, Carstairs? All set. My moment of triumph is at hand.
Always good to end a track with an explosion.
Michael Bay would be proud.
I love the list of features on this one. Track number 10 features King Caesar, Rodan, Megalon, Kamikaris, King Ghidorah, again spelled differently, and Kong. Who You Think I Am?
Godzilla.
Who you think I am? Who you want me to be?
When I rock, jock niggas in shell shock. Don't watch the birdie, watch the clock go tick tock. I rip stop. I make your girls bottom lip drop your word to the truckers at the pit stop. I'm hip hop, I hold heat. Never forget what niggas told me. They showed me other MCs trying to fold me. They owe me. Yo, plus them niggas mad slow. G, I got my Get You Down song coming with my homie.
Track number 11 is a skit called Doom, Are You Awake?
Doom, are you awake? Yes, but what do you want? You fool. It's a miracle that you didn't kill Carstairs as well as yourself. So before you cause greater harm, get out of here! This is just a minor disappointment. I shall overcome it.
Track number 12. Hey!
Dirty. Baby Doom's got your laundry. No.
Let me know if y'all with me, y'all.
I agree, John.
Just a couple of things I want to say. I only play the games that I win at and stay the same before rounds.
Track number 13 features Megalon, Operation Greenbacks.
good to see you back. It's good to see you back.
Greenbacks,
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 green stacks,
greenbacks, mean stacks,
mean stacks,
greenbacks.
A fly tramp, that's what she called me. Cause I don't wear no Stetson hats like Paul C. As y'all see.
Stetson hats.
Mhm.
Track number 14 features Pebbles, the Invisible Girl, The Mic.
Feel the magnetism between us.
The mic.
Growing stronger, stronger. Why don't we do it?
I was in a case, out of state. She was 13 and good, we had a holiday date. It was just a number, she never told me she was knocked up. By the end of the summer, chick almost had me locked up. My aunt came and got me and steadied the block. We bounced shitty daddy and I'm ready to rock. With no attachments, feeling a little loose. Blowing up at every spot, we had a little juice. Probably the dom on the
Track number 15 is a 21-second skit called The Mystery of Doom. Goes right into track 16, Dead Bent.
What of him? What of Doom, my dear lady? As I stood outside your door, I heard quite a bit of your story. If you wish, I'll add mine to clear up the mystery of Doom's transition.
Goddamn it. Super motherfucking villain, goddamn it.
It's super hoe.
Yo, it's Dip trying to tell us. Ooh, you're like the sun. Chasing all of the anyway. When you come around, you bring brighter days. She told me you're the perfect one.
And that's why he raps and not sings. Track number 17, Gas Draws.
Operation Doomsday.
By the way, I re-up on bad dreams, back up screams in 50s, be up on mad schemes that heat shot like Jiffy. Pop, pop, in an instant, get smoked like Winston cigarettes. Hoes get ripped off like Nicorette. In real life, the real tripe scene might snatch your life like assault machine. Rifle, dead up, set up like bullfight. Be blooded how we like, couldn't white or in full flight. The unemotional, call me antisocial.
See, I always hear little bits of Zev Love X in that voice.
Yeah.
Track number 18 is just a question mark, but it features a guy named Curious.
What was to become the most dreaded
Maybe it's actually Frank Gorshin.
on the face of the earth.
The Riddler.
Last thing to fit was the mask. Would it conform to my twisted features and comfort?
He cleans his metal mask with gasoline. They after him. Last scene, pull a chick like a fiend, pull a fast one. Can't put shit past him. Got niggas on his own team, mad enough to blast him.
Last track on the record, track number 19, featuring E. Mason, Hero versus Villain, Epilogue.
Is that like an outro?
And how did you
Sure.
stop him? Simple. I rearranged
They probably use it as one.
which my ability to attack is faster than the Cobra. Very helpful. And I will be certain not to make the same mistakes as you.
What's the hero? Who's the villain? Dead or living?
Doom. That is Operation Doomsday by MF Doom, your record of the week for episode 362. As you would think, there's not a whole lot of charting action, if any, on most MF Doom records.
No.
Because he doesn't release singles per se.
No.
It says the album heavily samples the Hanna-Barbera cartoon series Fantastic Four, the one that ran from 67 and 68. Now that one I remember watching. So
yeah,
in repeats when we coming home from school and stuff.
Yeah,
that was always a lot of fun.
Yes, the movies on the other hand sucked.
Operation Doomsday by Daniel DeMille, the late great MF Doom, your record of the week for episode 362.
It is not this.
Nice, I'm smoother than him, man. I mean,
jump ahead, son.
See, they not my son, I think I count like
there he is.
You loan me an ear, I'm returning with interest. If not, I'll simply twist your wrist. So listen up closely with thoughts to recruit me, because I hope to gross like 10 cents per group.
Same guy.
I love the Zev Love X though.
Peach Fuzz.
Yeah, the KMD stuff.
Yep.
Great stuff. Reminder, the record of the week was Operation Doomsday, MF Doom. The one and done, King Ghidorah, Take Me to Your Leader. Also a Daniel DeMille project. Artist of the month for January of 2020, in case you couldn't guess, it was and is MF Doom. So go check out all the MF Doom and Czarface and all the other aliases and things like that. It's going to be a fun month. KMD. Definitely check out KMD.
That just marginal hit Gas Face that KMD was on.
Yeah, a few people have heard that song, I think. And before we take our final break, I didn't want to forget, we had a late arriving old to the new, did we not?
We did, like within 2 hours of going live.
And the old to the new, and I'm going to take a moment to pull up the actual link you sent me.
It might show you something.
Is Fredro Starr.
Yes, the name of the song is 5 a.m. You don't have it listed on there because you have the mastered mix where it doesn't even have the title yet. That was a direct, hey, get this out so people can listen to it.
It's called 5 a.m. It's Fredro Starr and Chic Loach.
Looch, yes.
Chic Looch. Yes. We've been saying that wrong for all these years.
Yes.
We've been saying Chic Louch. Now, I've heard other people say the same thing.
Is this an episode of Psych? I've heard it both ways.
Yes. Chic Looch.
Yes.
With Fredro Starr. Song called 5 a.m. Do you have any more information on it?
No. I mean, I got...
Other than the fact that we were given it and told, play this.
Yeah, MJ sent it out today. Here, let me check real quick. Make sure I'm not missing any information because, we got to put it out as it's put out to us. We don't want to go rogue. It says brand new music for Fredro Starr featuring Chic Looch, 5 a.m. Explicit and radio versions. We appreciate the spins. Thank you in advance. Blah, blah, blah.
Explicit lyrics.
Yes. So, no, here's some new music. Spin it. So I'm going to say that we're going to be one of the first ones to play it because I just got it today.
Right.
So friend of the show, Fredro Starr. And as John said, great interview. Yes, he was.
Absolutely.
And Locks member Chic Looch bringing us 5 a.m.
5 a.m. on the way to the plug. 6 a.m. got the mask and gloves. 7 a.m. we was loading the slugs. 8 a.m. we took all the drugs. Turn the lights off. Niggas snatching your ice off. Back on the block, came back with a nice cross. This is for the crook type. Gotta rep the book right. Your verse came back soft cause it don't cook right. You now rocking with the true and living. Niggas wanna die for hip hop like it's the new religion. So who wanna get baptized? My niggas be black guys.
Nigga, this is D-Block. Homicide, beef, we don't let it ride. Honestly, my brain ain't been the same since my mama died. Don died, 38 still underneath the long john. Nigga can hate, but his bitch love it when my song on. Clap at you, loop the block, then come back at you. That's when you realize that ain't shit that a rapper do. No parties, no popping, no bub. I got my Glock out on the way to the plug. What time was it?
5 a.m. on the way to the plug. 6 a.m. got the mask and gloves. 7 a.m. we was loading the slugs. 8 a.m. we took all the drugs. Somebody tell Hip Hop Wolf I'm uncheckable. I got my gun in the club, it's undetectable. What I look like, sending threats, press record, to post that shit on the internet. You know my body, boy, I'm too thorough. Southside Queens, I rep the Q Borough. Niggas calling me a legend. Just spoke to Biggie, he was calling me for
no doubt that Black Mac 11 night, Ryder, Mike, and Devin. I'm trying to shoot 3 like my first name was Kevin. You in it for the fame, I ain't here for that. I don't post shit, niggas get the cheer for that. Yeah, you tough, but your niggas ain't prepared for that. They gon' rat, so they only get a year for that. That's why I'm dolo, all I need is my mask and my glove. Bitch pay me, fuck showing me love. What time was it?
5 a.m. on the way to the plug. 6 a.m. got the mask and gloves. 7 a.m. we was loading the slugs. 8 a.m. we took all the drugs.
Let's go.
5 a.m. on the way to the plug. 6 a.m. got the mask and gloves. 7 a.m. we was loading the slugs. 8 a.m. we took all the drugs.
5 a.m. brought to you by Chic Luch and Fredro Starr. So Onyx and the Locks representing on that. That's a good track, man.
It is. It is, Ronnie.
It is. That's a good, actually a pretty good pickup by him. But
and a good record.
Yeah, it is. But it's a see, Ronnie's an intelligent posse member. He picks up on these things. He's also pretty good at that fantasy football thing. When we come back after, and I was going to say, and we'll talk about that a little bit after our final break of the evening, which we're going to take right now. I'll read some lyrics. We'll tell you the fresh flicks, and then we'll give you that fake football finals update. Maybe we'll do that first before we do lyrics, just because I know Ronnie's on a crunch. So we'll come back. Episode 362. Now let's do lyrics first, because
got to keep the flow.
Got to keep the flow. So we'll take a break. We'll do lyrics, and then we'll do the fake football, and then we'll do the fresh flicks update. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. You come back. Episode 362. Once again, thank you to everybody involved with getting us 5 a.m. Your old to the new. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to take our final break. Be right back.
And I'm going to pull drop and probably roll right into it. How about we do...
I'm always afraid when you come up something like that.
Okay, I want to do this one because I love this one. I was going to do Onyx. Seemed only fitting, but I did not. Going off book.
Last time we did that, it was the Black Vagina Finder.
Yes, I'm going off book. All right. Let me put the lyrics thing up on the screen. And let me hit this drop, and I'll do that with a Shri. Woo's your mama?
Red man in the building. I repeat, Red man is in the building. Jamie and Bill, y'all know the topic's gotta be off the hook. You know the combo gots to be sizzling. You know it's no hold bars on what the fuck we talk about. Y'all motherfuckers owe me a blunt when y'all see me. And y'all better promote my music when it drop, because I am a hot topic, nigga. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and smoke your blunts. Right now. Right now. Get ready for Jamie and Bill on Mr. Go Back Thursday. Bam, 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 bam.
Who's the red man? Where's the red man? I kill. I get that with the red. Yo, chill, G. Chill, lot. It's over, man. Yo, you don't gotta say no more. It's over.
Don't get
But it starts with Bill.
I'm Bill S. Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
What we say earlier? Most people don't listen to Bill Reed's lyrics, but they should.
And you should too. Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 362. It is indeed time for Bill Reed's Lyrics.
It's time.
It's time.
And we're going to do... Should probably pull it back up on the screen so I can look at it. We're going to do verse 2, I think I said. Not that you know. I was talking to myself.
I believe you did say that. Because you were talking out loud, I think.
I was, yes. So, yes, we're going to do verse 2, which you're going to have to figure out because it doesn't actually say verse 2. But it's just below where it says repeat 4 times. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
So I'll go over here to the private Shizat, and I'll send this to you.
Already at, and I'm waiting for it. There it is. Oh, isn't that nice?
It is. It is.
Let's see. Repeat 4 times.
Yeah, it's like under the video or the picture or whatever that's there.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with the lines right after that.
Yep. Unless you'd like to read those too, I don't care.
And then go all the way to repeat 8x to fade.
Yes. So with no
I'm gonna break on this one. I can tell already.
Sesame Street Grover Style, whether nearer.
I gotta get you off the screen so I don't break.
That's cheating. Or further.
Okay, fine.
We will cue the motherfucking piano.
Girl, would you fuck tonight? Suck the dick. Let me lick the clit. Watch you piss in the toilet bowl. I get freaky. Watch you drink milk with diapers on. Lick around the cat bowl. Pull out couch, unfold, pierce belly button with black leather boots. You showing me your asshole. Lubrication grease and Pentax camera. You sold all my stamina. The way I house see, I lick your pussy from the back on the balcony with your girlfriend surrounding me, watching VHS with me. Sucking your breasts, your secret fantasy is to suck my dick in the pickup truck and have sex while you bump your CD by next. I rub my hand and face and smear sperm in your chest. Spread your legs wide. I see the pink in your pussy flesh. Open it down south. Wipe my cum from around your mouth. Watch my testicles regurgitate. Fuck your girlfriend. I put fingers in her ass. She like to hate. You trust me? Put on your lingerie and have faith. Condom on my dick. Let's be safe.
All I could think of was doodle pampers.
Oh, dude, that came so close to the south a couple of times that I saved it.
Why'd you drink milk with doodle pampers on?
That wasn't cool, Keith. That was Tracy Morgan.
If I could have kept a straight face and said it, I would have said it at the same time.
You
but I
would have died if you did.
I would have lost it.
There's a new kind of hero on the streets. Cool Keith. Spank Master. The album cover to that is just classic, man.
Oh, yes.
Thank God we haven't done that record. That's got 20 tracks on it.
It does. It's on the list. Don't worry.
I'm sure it is.
All right. Now, normally we would play the football intro. I don't need the football intro this week.
No.
What I need to do is go to this folder over here. Oh, I got to mute this first so it doesn't go blaring when I play it. Oops. No, do not open 3 videos at once. Thank you.
We got a lot of reactions in the comments to that Bill Reed.
Oh, I'm sure we did. Ronnie doesn't get to usually hang around for things like this.
No. So we got quite a few oh my's.
How about this one, though?
At least she had a good camera.
Pentax.
Use a Pentax, take your Tampax.
Yes, John says we need a football outro. That's true.
And chow down on some Scooby snacks.
In your doodle pampers.
In your doodle pampers.
Oh, yes.
In your doodle pampers. Take off your shitty drawers and throws them in the hampers.
we had a football season.
We did.
That ended
weirdly.
Yeah, like nobody imagined from the beginning of the season, nobody imagined it would end the way it did.
No.
Everybody thought Hugo would win because that's been the standard.
And then we got into the final week and Bill jumped the gun.
Yep.
As we put on the addendum last week.
Yep.
Bill jumped the gun, thought Jamie was going to win. And then Stephon Diggs went crazy. Went crazy, go nuts. So the winner was Ronnie J.
Yep. Whose trophy should be on his way soon, if not already. Hugo said he was going to get it sent out to you.
So Bill jumped the gun. Ronnie J won. And then
the fun begun.
Based off of the playoff brackets.
Playoffs?
I am now the repeat Felicia winner.
Yes.
Not the worst record in the league, but based off of the playoff brackets, I am the repeat Felicia winner. So,
and you have angered Ice Cube yet again.
I have angered Ice Cube yet again as he stares at me ice cubingly. And for those who don't know what that looks like,
yes,
he stares at you ice cubingly.
Yes, because as the trophy says, you have angered Ice Cube.
Here's the trophy. TBT Posse Fake Football League by Felicia Award. This prestigious award is given to the team with the worst record in the league. You have angered Ice Cube. You must display this plaque in plain view until next season. Print your name, year, season number, and team name on the back. So
you get to write yours again.
Yes. Following up with Lamari Miss Jackson with Thuggish Rugsish.
Yes. But you got an extra special award.
I did. Not only did I get the Felicia Award, I got the MSG Network New York Giants Rub Your Face in It Award. And if you have no idea what that is,
I will show you all.
Jamie will play you a video.
Yes. I made a little video about it. Want to hear it?
You want to hear it? Here it goes.
Here you go.
Hey, Bill, this is Madeline Burke from Giants.com and MSG. And I just got to say, it takes a very special talent, or lack thereof, I should say, to win the Felicia Trophy in back-to-back seasons. I mean, just got to congratulate you on your mediocre coaching skills and below average fantasy roster building ability. I mean, that's a rare combination of talent. That TBT posse is lucky to have you. But in all actuality, let's just stick together and root these Giants on and hope that they can get that W on Sunday.
Madeline was actually a very good sport. I tweeted a response to her and she responded back.
Yes.
I have invited her to play next year if she would like to join us. So just told her what the rules were. She has to make a team that is hip hop and football themed. So we shall see if we get Madeline Burke to play fantasy football with us next year. But yeah, that was humbling.
It was funny. Anyone who's in the league had access to that last week because I posted it on the league message board. But for the rest of you, you're welcome.
Yes, I got MSG'd. But no, she was a great sport about it. And yes, we did cheer on the Giants to get that W this weekend, which they did. Fuck them Cowboys.
To quote the great Dwayne Johnson, it doesn't matter if you get the W.
because Doug Peterson decided to live up to the first part of his last name, which is a synonym for dick.
Yep. Hooked you guys right up.
Look, I'm not saying the Giants deserve to be in the playoffs with a record of 6-10.
No one in the NFC East deserves to be in the playoffs.
But that's the way it's set up. And
it's like saying the Jets need to be in the playoffs.
The Giants, no, thank you. The Giants had a legitimate shot. They did what they had to do. They won the game they had to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Doug Peterson to take out Jalen Hurts, who had 2 rushing touchdowns, in a game that was only a 3-point game at the time, and say, I think I want to look at this third-string quarterback who used to play for the Washington football team.
Zach Sudfeld.
The thing is, that guy, it's not like he's a rookie either. He's been around for 4 years. He's not the future of that team. Jalen Hurts is the future of that team unless they draft somebody else. But they threw the game basically so they could move up in the draft from, I think, 9th to 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, the Giants go home. Just ended Trevor's story. Yeah.
Yeah. There are very few of us, Ron, who have the testicular fortitude to be Jets fans.
Yeah. You know what? Before we go, being that this was an MF Doom heavy episode, a good friend of mine who plays hockey, he says to me, he just sent me this message right as we're on the air, which was a YouTube link to a KMD video for Who Me.
Who Me? Oh, no.
And he said to me, rest in peace to a legend. I'm so heartbroken. You know me. I rarely listen to any hip hop, but I was so obsessed with Doom. So sad. And I just said to him, I said, I thought of you right after I talked about it with my friend, because I knew Vinny Cento was a huge Doom fan. And
oh no, Who Me?
Oh, no. Who Me? That's a good song too. That
it is.
I like all the KMD stuff. But yeah, that was, I got MSG'd and fantasy football is done for another year. So,
and whenever you start feeling like you're having a good day, or when things are looking up for you, I want you to play that video and look back.
I played it 3 times and I laugh at it every single time.
Well, for the first time in 2021.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is basically going to put a wrap on everything. So
it is.
Oh, no, not quite. Fresh Flicks. We have come up with a movie and a tentative date. Yes. We will be watching the movie Juice, and tentatively scheduled for January 28th, based off of posse availability. That would be a throwback Thursday evening.
Yep.
So
all patrons, check your schedule. Let us know.
Yes. January 28th. Now we can switch the hats.
Yes.
And
or your headphones, whatever.
Yeah, which I've done.
From Bill to Phil. And for 2021, take us home.
The first show of 2021 was Fueled by Death, the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. You find them on Facebook, Twitter, or at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code THROWBACK, save 10% off your order. Jamie is showing you his Death Wish mega mug. That's a big 30-ounce jobber.
No, this is a little one. This is a regular size.
Okay.
It does have the same logo, though.
You put a picture up of that one the other day.
Yeah, I used that one yesterday.
Yeah. Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Def Rugs. High quality hand stitched rugs, which he's actually taking a break now on doing the hand stitched stuff until he moves into his new warehouse.
Yep.
But once he gets up and running, I'm sure he'll be taking orders for those. But go check out Def Rugs and go see the cool stuff that
because the pictures are still there.
That Marshall and Eric come up with. Heather Len up in Schenectady, New York, has the Bittersweet Candy Company for candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK. Save 10% off your order. I don't think it's going to melt in the mail right now, so you're good.
No, I think you're good right now.
But you know what does melt? Mics.
Microphones, like cones of ice cream.
Melted mics. MLTDMICS. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday. Save 10% off your order at Melted Mics of very cool hip-hop themed T-shirts and face masks and everything else that Pumice comes up with. Go to our website, MrThrowbackThursday.com, click on Friends of the Show page and order Ray's Energy Drink from Rep Sports. So go check that out. Order that Ray's Energy Drink. They have a sleep aid, Jamie says. So
yes,
all sorts of things. Go check them out. Use the code Throwback, save 15% off your order.
It's good stuff.
And finally, Geek Like You, the Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth, is back up and running.
Where people are still ordering Christmas ornaments.
Because people are crazy.
Yep.
So go check them out. And it's time for the social media update. Don't forget to follow us. MrThrowbackThursday.com is our home base, where you can leave us voice messages. Follow us on Twitter, _MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT. Like the Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Check us out every Thursday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern on itsfreshradio.com. Send us emails if you wish at MrThrowbackThursday@gmail.com. Shout out time.
Yes, for who?
For the patrons.
Oh, yes.
A certain level of patronage.
Yes, not just every patron.
Shout out to Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn, Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Kat Millar, Clay Arsenault, Fred Diedrich, Raphael Ward, Jason Eckert, Jennifer Buchanan, the Shrieking Warrior, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, and Paulie Tibbert. They are Loonies level patrons because they got five on it.
Or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron at patreon.com/MRTBT. Don't forget.
Speaking of patrons, Sankit messaged me the other day, and he had a fun Saphir fact.
He did.
Yes. He said Saphir played Cousin Harold in Menace to Society. He got carjacked with Jane.
There you go. We haven't done Menace to Society yet.
It's on the list.
I was going to say, that's another fresh flick that's waiting to happen. Don't forget our friends in the industry. As always, check out the Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton, Marcus Vanderberg. Check out Anthony Imran and the Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. Check out the only other podcast that can say they're fueled by death, the world's strongest coffee. It's their product, Fueled by Deathcast, with the incredible Jeff, who's also the co-host of You the Mandalorian, which is a podcast, of course, about the Mandalorian.
It is.
We also want to mention the return of the Gravy Age.
Yes, the hopefully regularly scheduled return, not such a sporadic, like once a year return.
Yeah, let's hope that, we need more gravy.
Because you saw Chris with a CH got some new gear, so
I did see that, yes. And I said maybe our patronage funds can buy that for us too. If you don't know what we're talking about, go find it on Facebook. It's funny. The Fueled by Deathcast we mentioned. Guess Who's Talking with Mr. Long, the Search Says podcast. Our friend Talking Ty on her webpage at brooklyntynyc.com.
And she's got a new blog out, I think, today.
Yes, I get notifications when she does. So, Real Rap for the old school hip hop heads on Facebook. Go join that. There's a lot of good knowledge over there being shared. We mentioned the hardest working turntablist in the world is DJ B on itsfreshradio.com, at Beezus the DJ on Twitter, which is where you make your requests for the All Request Show.
On Twitter.
Get the Fresh Radio app.
VI, not on the Scope, not on on Twitter.
Get the Fresh Radio app for your phone, too. Don't forget, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. You know where to find us. We are basically everywhere you can go, depending, no matter what device you listen to on now.
Yes, we are everywhere and nowhere at once.
I have a smart TV with Web OS. I actually put it on the other day when I was the only person in the house and listened to one of our shows on my TV.
And it's funny because you can get TuneIn.
Mm-hmm.
Through the TVs a lot now, and you can listen to like old Attack of the Fangirl episodes that are out there in the realm of TuneIn. And
yep, a lot of stuff floating around in the ether out there still. So that was it for the first episode of 2021. Once again, before we go, rest in peace, fresh in peace to Shabadoo, Adolfo Quinones, and the one and only Daniel Dumail, professionally known as Zevlov X, and MF Doom, and a couple of other aliases that we found out about tonight. So until next week, everybody, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week for episode 363. And until then, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.